Pedro Sanchez became the first Spanish prime minister to be sworn in without a Bible or a crucifix on the table before him on Saturday, a day after the stunning parliamentary defeat of his predecessor. The 46-year-old socialist formally took up his post as Spain's prime minister after he successfully ousted Mariano Rajoy, who lost a no-confidence vote in parliament over a corruption scandal within his party. According to royal observers, King Felipe has relaxed the protocol on such swearing-in ceremonies for officials since taking up the throne in 2014, meaning Christian symbols are now an optional element. Spain's new Prime Minister and Socialist Party, PSOE, leader Pedro Sanchez walks during his swearing-in ceremony at the Zarzuela Palace in Madrid. Credit Reuters. And since becoming leader of Spain's Socialist Party, PSOE, Mr. Sanchez has taken a combative approach to the country's Catholic Church, which enjoys a privileged position despite the Spanish state officially being secular. In his manifesto when running for the party leadership in 2017, Mr. Sanchez promised to renounce treaties signed by the Vatican and Spain in 1979, under which the Catholic Church was guaranteed funding through a share of taxpayers' money, exemption from paying certain levies itself, and state funding for religious instruction in state schools, among other privileges. Spain's socialist leader Pedro Sanchez left poses with King Felipe VI, center and former Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy after the swearing-in ceremony at the Zarzuela Palace on the outskirts of Madrid, Spain. Credit AP. To make any legislative changes, however, Mr. Sanchez will need to convince at least two other parties to support his plans, as so only has 84 members of the 350-strong Congress. In that program, Mr. Sanchez described his goals as self-financing for the church and their removal of religion from the syllabus in state schools. Mr. Sanchez now also faces the difficult issue of how to respond to the independence crisis in Catalonia, and the question of his approach to negotiations regarding Gibraltar in the build-up to Brexit. The no-confidence vote he brought against Conservative leader Mr. Rajoy was supported by the left-wing Podemos, the largest Basque party, and two Catalan pro-independence formations, a coalition which will not be easy to assemble on a regular basis. Talks between the outgoing Spanish government and Britain had stalled over the thorny issue of border security, with Madrid demanding to police Gibraltar's airport. Héctor Gómez, SO's International Relations Secretary, told The Telegraph that he was expecting a flexible approach from Mr. Sanchez's government over Gibraltar to ensure that a positive agreement can be reached as quickly as possible. Spanish new Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, L., shakes hands with former Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy, R., after Sanchez won the no-confidence motion. Credit Getty. We want a consensus solution that has no negative impact on their dynamics of the local populations and the daily flow of people crossing the border, Mr. Gómez said, noting the importance of Gibraltar to the economy of the towns on the Spanish side of the frontier. We are committed to a deal that prevents the border becoming an obstacle after